This is ASL Vocabulary List 11, where we're going to learn signs for things to talk about. This will be things to talk about number 1, because we will have different vocabulary lists that are also called things to talk about. So we're going to start with the sign for like. I like this. If you want to say this is like that, that's not the same sign. This sign just means something that you enjoy, something you like. So if you like to ski or you like to dance, that would be this sign. So you're going to start with a 5 hand shape, but not just a 5. You're going to stick out your middle finger and your thumb. That'll be the hand shape that you start with. And you start with it touching your chest, and then as you come out away from your chest, you close that so it becomes an 8 handshake, okay? So it's like, if you can see it, like. Now, if you don't like something, there's a special way to sign it. We learned before that this is the sign for don't, but not when you sign don't like. When you sign don't like, you first sign like, and then you twist your palm the other way, and it's like you're throwing it away. Don't like. When you like something, you want to have a liking expression on your face. When you don't like it, you want to have a don't like expression on your face. Don't like. All right, the sign for know, like to know something or like knowledge, is a flat hand shape bent in half. And then you're going to tap your fingers on your forehead. No. If you want to say, I know. So sometimes it's easier to sign it down here. Sometimes you might see deaf people signing it down here too. Or hearing people. I sign it that way too. So this is no or no. To sign don't know, it's kind of the same idea as don't like. You don't sign this for it. That's not how you do it in ASL. So you sign no, but then to sign don't know, you do that same kind of flipping movement that we did with don't like. So no, don't know. And you got to shake your head like, I don't know. Don't know. And if you sign no down here, you can sign don't know down here too. Next, we have the sign for right. This is not like right and left or right and wrong. This is the sign that means to take a pen or pencil and write something down. Okay. So you want to pretend like you have a pen or pencil. It's like an X, but then you touch your finger to your thumb. It's called a closed X handshake. And if you want to pretend that you have an actual pen or pencil, that's kind of what your hand looks like. So you use this hand shape on your dominant hand, the one that you write with, and then you want just a flat hand shape on your non-dominant hand. And then you start in your palm and you come out to your fingers and you do it a bunch of times. That means right, to write. And remember, your hand shape is that. Draw is next. It's almost the same, only you're going to tip your hand just a little bit. It won't be so much like this. It'll be more like this, your non-dominant hand. And then instead of this hand shape, you're going to just have an I hand shape. It's your pinky sticking up, and then you're going to kind of wiggle back and forth. That means to draw. So that's draw. We are going to learn the sign for sign. Now, this isn't the sign that you would see at the side of the road. This means a sign like in sign language. So if you're asking me, hey, how do you sign yes? Then this would be how you would ask. How do you sign? Okay, so you want 2 one-hand shapes, and you point at each other, and then you do little circles. This means sign. So there's a different sign for like native signers, people who sign fluently. If they say, I sign, they wouldn't do it this way. But when you're asking, what is the sign for this? Or I know the sign for this, it would be this way. So this means sign, like sign language. The next sign uses an X handshake. It's the sign for need, like I need to do this. Other English words that we use for the same concept are must, I must go, I must do it, or I have to go, I have to do this. So you want an X handshake, and then you're going to just drop it a little bit. Sometimes people drop it from their wrist, sometimes people drop it from their elbow. Or now, if you sign it really, really, really big, it means I have to. I absolutely have to. If you sign it small, it's kind of like I should do that. So there are a few different English words that go with it, and it kind of just depends on how you sign it. If you really have to, or you kind of just a little bit have to. All right, the next sign is want. So for this sign, you want two five hand shapes, but you're going to bend your fingers just a little bit. This sign happens down at your waist, so you're not going to be able to see me do it really well. I'm going to do it up a little higher just to show you. So bend your fingers a little bit, put your palms up, and then you bring it in towards your body. So want. Sometimes people will bend their fingers while they're moving it. Want. But again, it happens down here. So I don't know if you can see that. Want. So have it come in about at your waist. Want. Want. Doesn't matter too much if you bend your fingers or not. Just make sure you don't close your hands all the way. It's just a bent finger if you want to do it that way. So that's want. If you sign don't want, it's kind of like don't like and don't know, where you don't sign this, you instead flip the sign around. So this is want. For don't want, you do want and then you push it away. I don't want it. So want, don't want, don't want. All right, next we have the sign for can. Like I can do it. If you're talking about a can of soup, that's not the same thing. This is the sign for able. I can do it. I am able. Or it's also the sign for possible. I shouldn't say or, and is the sign for possible. Can, able, possible. So you want two S handshapes with your palms down, and then you just drop them more. So can. And while you sign that, you should nod your head. Can. I can. The sign for can't is two one hand shapes with your palms facing down. Your dominant hand is going to hit your non-dominant finger. Okay? So, and you want to shake your head. Can't. We learned a while ago the sign for have. If you have a dog, you do it this way. The sign for don't have is the opposite. Well, the sign for don't have is very different from the sign for have. So you want two zeros and then you just bring them out away from you. So you start in the middle, like by your chest, and you bring them out. And you're going to shake your head. So if you say, I have a dog, you would sign this. If you say, I don't have a dog, you would say, the next sign is, this also means none, by the way. So it means don't have or like zero, none. There aren't any. The next sign is the sign ask. There are actually two different signs for the English word ask in ASL. This one is to not ask a question, but to ask for something. It's to make a request. Like if I say, I'm going to ask you to practice these signs, that would be a request. I want you to do something. So for that sign, you do two flat hand shapes with your palms together, and you kind of start out away from your body. And then as you bring it towards your body, you close your hands together. Ask. That means to request. Ask for something, not ask a question. Ask for something. I'm going to request of you to practice the signs, something like that. Okay. The next sign is a sign for say, like, what's she going to say? It's a one hand shape and you just touch your chin. That means say. And then the last sign in this list of things to talk about is the sign for something. It's a one hand shape, but your palm is facing you, not out there, but facing you. And you just kind of go back and forth like this, something, something. And that's vocabulary list 11, where we're learning things to talk about.